Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to The World of Storytelling with me, Ronnie. And as you've probably noticed, it's been a while since I've uploaded any episodes. It's been a winter. The podcast has been in hibernation. Maybe you didn't know that this podcast was a bit like a bear, but it is. But the spring has come, and as my wonderful grandparents used to say, the spring has sprung, the grass is green, the bird is on the wing. Now that's absurd, the wing is on the bird. Whatever that meant, who knows. However, here we are, we're back for a spring of storytelling. And we're going to kick off with a lovely, lovely and fun experience I had recently to do with cabbages. And I'm not going to give too much by the way of introduction because, hey, let's just get straight into the cabbages. But before we do so, many thanks have to go to IKEA, have to go to the Tyne Derwent Way, have to go to Gateshead Food Partnership and the Gibbside Community Garden. And for more about all of those wonderful people, keep listening to the episode and look in the description below. And before we get on to the rest of the podcast, which was the age in prehistory where everyone used to go around in taxis? The answer is, of course, the cab age. Thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful, wonderful spring. So tell the story, one day it's true. Yeah. Hello, Lucy.
Hi, Ronnie.
Where on earth are we?
We are in IKEA, Gateshead. Importantly, technically in Swalwell.
Yes, but what Swalwell is Gateshead?
Swalwell's in Gateshead and IKEA is in Swalwell, which is in Gateshead.
Exactly. And we are sat in one of the IKEA living rooms.
Yep.
On the couch.
It's very cosy.
It is very cosy. We have a fake telly. We are not... Well, as I told you before, there was a child that came past earlier and was very annoyed that she wasn't in the meatball room yet.
Have you seen the meatball room? It is quite impressive.
Well, I'd like to see it. Maybe we can see this afterwards.
I'm hoping for some real meatballs afterwards, actually.
Is there an actual meatball room? I thought she meant the restaurant.
There is there's a room with giant Fomex hanging meatballs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to go see that as well. But Lucy, why on earth are we sat in an IKEA living room on a Sunday afternoon with IKEA lanyards on, as some people got confused by? And I've got a hand which is now a bit red from a red cabbage. Why? What are we doing here?
It's a really good question I've been asking myself all afternoon. So, Ronnie, you and I last summer ran a series of workshops funded by Gateshead Food Partnership to celebrate the food of Gateshead, specifically along the Tyne Derwent Way, past, present and future. And in the past sessions, the groups that we were talking with and the stories we were uncovering were gorgeous. And a story that really stuck out in particular and that since has captured so many people's imagination is the story of the Swalwell cabbage. And a series of events led us to think, let's have a day celebrating the Swalwell cabbage and let's have it in IKEA Swalwell. You with the World of Storytelling, me with the Tyne Derwent Way, IKEA providing the furniture we're sitting on, and Gibbside Community Farm bringing real life cabbages grown in Gateshead and harvested this week.
Yes. Now, Lucy, what we're going to do is, because you've spent the last few hours making cabbage masks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I've spent the last few hours, which is why my voice is a bit hoarse, performing. It's been there's been a lot of performance involved. Performing the story to over 160 people.
Wow.
of the Swalwell cabbage, and done so about over 15 times in a row. So I hope I get it right, but what I'd like to do now is to record this for posterity. So over the last few hours, I've always had a different volunteer to be Coffee Johnny. Can you be Coffee Johnny for the next 5 minutes?
I absolutely can.
Fabulous. Now, in order to be Coffee Johnny, you need a coffee mug.
Oh, and it's an IKEA mug.
It's
an Strimmig.
Oh, Strimmig. Lovely. And every time I point to you, which the listeners won't hear, you are going to say and shake your head, you're going to be, it can't be done.
Can you say that? It can't be done.
Very, very good, Lucy. Fantastic job. So now, where are we? We are in IKEA, but 161 years ago, this was not IKEA. This was a floodland. It was Swalwell, but it was boggy, it was wet, there were a few fields, not much more. But there was a guy called Wes Collingwood, and his best mate was called Coffee Johnny. Very famous Tyneside character. He used to wear a big white top hat when he went to the races. And he was called Coffee Johnny. Do you know why?
Because he liked coffee.
Well, it wasn't just that. Anytime you wanted him to do something, he'd say, I'm having me coffee.
I'm having me coffee.
Exactly. And Coffee Johnny, who loved his coffee, he was Wes Collingwood's best mate. Now, Wes was a proud Gateshead man, and one day he heard that over the river in Newcastle, someone had grown a 20-kilo cabbage. And Wes said, I am going to grow an even bigger cabbage right here on this boggy floodland in Swalwell. And what did Coffee Johnny say?
It can't be done.
Exactly. And Wes said, yes, it can. And Wes started digging and planting and watering and composting and cutting and all the various sorts of things. And there it was in the first season. What did he get? You can't see this if you're listening, but is this a big cabbage?
It's a teeny tiny red cabbage.
It's a teeny tiny red cabbage. And Coffee Johnny looked at it and laughed and said, I told you.
It can't be done.
Well, but Wes said, no, it can. And he tried again. And he dug and he dug and he seeded and he planted and he composted and he did all sorts of things. And finally, he got to a point where the audience won't see this again, but I'm showing how tall the cabbage could have been. Lucy, do you think the Swalwell cabbage stopped growing at that height?
Surely not that height.
Oh, well, I tell you something, Lucy, it was even taller. Would it be half a metre?
No, surely not half a metre.
Well, I think it was even taller. Was it taller than a metre?
No, it's impossible.
It may be impossible, but it was. 1 metre 27, this high.
Wow.
It was fantastic. And it was there in the garden, and they wanted to bring and weigh it to see had they won the competition with the people from over in Newcastle. And they got a bunch of people over to lift this cabbage out of the ground and onto a wagon. And they did. But then there was a problem. They couldn't get it through the gate of the garden. And as usual, Coffee Johnny sat there and said,
it can't be done.
Oh, but Wes said, it can. And Wes and his mates pushed and pushed the cabbage through this gate, and finally, after removing one of the gate posts and then the other gate post, thrust them to the side, that's not a word, pushed them to the side, and got this cabbage through to the Buck Inn where they weighed it. And let me ask you a question, Lucy. A regular cabbage is approximately 1 kilo, and the world record cabbage nowadays is 33 kilos. How heavy do you think Wes's cabbage was?
20.
Good guess. Let's go a bit higher.
30.
Even higher.
40.
Even higher.
50.
Even higher.
55.
Yes, well done. It's as if you knew the answer already. 55 kilos of cabbage. And Coffee Johnny just sat there shaking his head because you know what? It could be done. And then everyone got together to make a big batch of cabbage soup. And isn't that amazing? 161 years ago, where we are now, they grew a massive, massive cabbage. Thank you for being Coffee Johnny. You did a great, great job.
Thank you. You told the story so well.
Aw,
the only
you.
historical record we have of this is a newspaper clipping. So while there were a lot of facts in that, there was also a lot of your imagination, and it really brought the story to life.
Well, thank you. But also, quite a bit of it is true. Yeah.
I think it would be fun for the listener to try and guess the truth from the facts, and then wherever we post this, we'll post the real facts of the cabbage.
Yes. Is there anything else that we need to add to share the story of the Swalwell cabbage to the world? Well, maybe perhaps, the germ of this idea came from the fact that Swalwell nowadays is not very well known for its growing, its veg growing, right? There are obviously there's the Gibbside Community Farm, which is fantastic, but that's a bit further out the way. It's not
and there
exactly
are
in Swalwell.
allotments in Swalwell, and I would love to hear from anyone who's growing cabbages there as to whether they think Tar Collingwood might actually have managed
to grow things.
Yeah.
But I think, to me it's very inspiring that somewhere where, is metro centre, biggest shopping mall in Europe, is it? Or it was?
It was at one point.
Maybe it isn't now. But back in the day, we were growing phenomenal things here.
It's inspiring. And I spoke to a family when they were making cabbage masks, saying that they live in Gateshead and have got an allotment and they're growing cabbages, and they might not be 55 kilograms heavy, but you could see that little daughter was so excited by it.
Oh, were they the ones with the chickens?
Oh, they didn't mention chickens.
No, I think it might be a different one, because there was a family came past and they heard the story, and the daughter was Coffee Johnny, and afterwards she was like, "Oh, I want to grow cabbages," and they started telling me that they have space to grow cabbages, but they've got chickens. So this has inspired them, I think,
exactly
to grow
what
some
we want to
cabbages.
inspire.
And they did tell me as well that the best thing to feed chickens is egg noodles and grapes.
Egg noodles? I'd be happy with egg noodles and grapes.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So-
Not together.
I don't know. You could do a salad if you cool the egg noodles down and then you chop up some grapes. Maybe
I don't
not.
want to sound like Coffee Johnny, but that shouldn't be done.
It can't be done. I wish I could meet Coffee Johnny. He was made. So Coffee Johnny's in the Blade and Races in the song.
Is he?
Yeah.
And is he any relation to Wes Collingwood?
No, he was his mate.
Is it really? That's true?
Yeah. Supposedly
Wow.
on the Swalwell. So you know, there's the this is a bit more info now, but there's the little newspaper clipping.
Yeah.
And that newspaper clipping is linked to on a site about Swalwell, where they have all sorts of stories of Swalwell. It's very yellow. It's like an old-fashioned.
I'm gonna get the
Yeah.
web link up so we can tell people about it.
Exactly, and also on that, while you get it up, on that web link, they say that Tar Collingwood was a mate of Coffee Johnny's, the famous Coffee Johnny.
That's amazing.
Which is how they think he got the land to grow this cabbage, which was over here, because the land was owned by the Claverings or something, who were famous people, and Coffee Johnny may have linked them to give Tar Collingwood this allotment, garden. Back in the day, there you go.
So this is the website, and it's swalwelluk.co.uk, and it's amazing. It's got information about the Hoppins, Oliver Cromwell, the coronation of 1953, and other memories. So check it out, because it seems like Swalwell is often overlooked, but actually has got some amazing history.
It does. And, should we go through the facts of the cabbage? Which is, if you just see that. So, 1.27 metres, I got that right. Circumference, this is what I couldn't remember the whole way through. 6.527 metres circumference.
That is absolutely wild.
It's just mad. It is absolutely mad.
And if you look at the printed newspaper record, it says, it tells the story beautifully. And it says the stalk afterwards was sold to a Mr. Hogg seedsman for the sum of half a guinea. So he made some profit. Profit from propagation. Respect.
Yeah, well, I'd say he put a lot of effort in that. I don't know if it was worth half a guinea. Not that I know what half a guinea is. Do you know what it says at the end of that newspaper clipping as well? And after that, we'll stop it. But it says something amazing, that people bet. There were two gentlemen who put up a competition to see if anyone could beat Tar Collingwood's leeks, actually, because he was famous for his leeks as well, and no one took the bait.
No one took the bait. He showed the heaviest white gooseberry on record at Wickham.
Yeah.
Wow.
This man was and Swalwell. Swalwell is not to be sneezed at.
It is not to be sneezed at.
No. Magical soil.
Ronnie, thank you for bringing the story to life. For
Thank
doing
you,
it
Lucy,
in
for all of
IKEA.
this.
Thanks to IKEA for having us
Thanks,
today.
IKEA, for having
Shout
us.
out to Lindsay, who made it all happen and included a cabbage trail with giant cabbages around the store.
Yep.
Shout out to Gibbside Community Farm for the growing and feeding they do with 0 air miles, all 100% organic, showing it can be done. And have given me a cabbage for my dinner tonight.
Have they?
Yeah.
Amazing. Do you think I can get away with taking this tiny cabbage home?
I think that cabbage is yours by right.
I've thrown it so much, just tossed it up and down. I feel like no one else will want it anyway.
I think it's your red cabbage.
Amazing.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Lucy. Oh, we have to think of a dad joke to do with cabbage, because you've been on this podcast before.
Oh, Ronnie, you've made that dad joke about the age of taxis, the taxi era.
But do we have another one? What did Tar Collingwood do in a library?
I don't know, what did Tar Collingwood do in a library?
He read Cabbage.
Oh, gosh.
I was proud of that one. I just came up with it.
Well
right.
done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you for all your amazing efforts to make this thing happen.
Some say the old ruins in the sand tell us every story will come to We can live what we tell. We are storytelling animals.